It's going to be a good morning and an even better day.
Yes,
and that is because I asked Titi for coffee this morning.
Yeah, and I just said yes.
Not as dark as she likes it.
No,
a little bit lighter, something like that. Those 3-in-1 brands. But she does the hardcore type, what I call bandit coffee. Well, whatever your taste is, bandit coffee, light coffee, juice, but the best of all, water. Just take it to start your day. Did you have water this morning?
I did actually. I did.
You did?
Yes, so. But before
It's a lie, you are
before you start judging me this morning, TGIF, everyone. This is your favorite breakfast show. This is Wake Up Nigeria.
Welcome, welcome. It's a wonderful Friday, and of course, we believe it's going to be a great day. We are doing our best to ensure it's a great day, and we're putting the plans in to ensure that we have a wonderful weekend.
Yes, sir.
What are your plans for this weekend?
That's a good question. There's so much activity happening this weekend.
There's so much, huh?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
You know, we are coming to the October 1st season.
Oh,
You know, yes.
Sunday, Nigeria, we are 63. As it were, on Sunday, 63 years. And Mondays, of course, are going to be a public holiday where people can celebrate and all that. So yeah, it's time to think about how far we have come and how much further we need to go. But hey, come on, welcome to the show. My name is Mike Mesikeno.
And I'm Titilayo Oyinson. It's going to be an amazing show, and we're excited to get started. You can watch the show live on GOTV, channel 16, or UHF, channel 49.
Yeah, the funny thing is that there are queues in the US and all that, but in Nigeria you can almost easily get it. For the Pro Max, you would spend almost 2 million.
I've been seeing a lot of highlights of that phone, but you know what? We have highlights of our own to give you the latest updates in the world of sports.
All right,
Yeah.
welcome. Yeah, Friday, and September. Who has rounding up, winding down.
Exactly.
It's
Today is like cultural day for a lot of schools.
Oh, so your kids are...
Yeah, they're all dressed.
What are they dressed as?
We're doing the TIV.
Oh, the TIV
wear.
attire.
That's the black and white.
Benway, yes.
Ashoke with the white t-shirt.
For both of them, right?
Yeah, of course, of course.
Okay.
So I felt that
yeah.
one was something we had never done before. We've done Yoruba, we've done Hausa, we've done, you know.
Okay, so they get to choose what they want, yeah? It's not like they are assigned. But the reason why I would love, because I know some people assign, some schools assign, so that they can, you can see the multiplicity of the indigeneity of our state. So yeah, the variety, you can see all of them, so that not everybody decides, not everybody can just decide that, okay, well, friends, in this clique, let's all do Yoruba, let's all do Ashoke, let's all do, Riverine or something and all of that. But it's beautiful to see kids dressed up in these ways and all of that. Are they going to be match past or something?
So they're going to do cultural dance display.
Cultural dance, eh?
You did that in school, didn't you? Didn't you do the dance?
It was more Oktoberfest was more geared towards match past than cultural displays. Yes, there were cultural displays, but the match pass was the most important or was the biggest thing. It's not that way as much these days, but I know some people would still do the match pass, maybe at times where you have the president or the governor or a government official who comes to maybe the stadium or the school premises to, to inspect it.
No, it's actually quite interesting, but it can be a bit overwhelming for the average parent who, so I had to go to the market. I had to take, one of my stylists, Ashy Clothing, to the market to help me find out exactly where I could get some fabric and do it myself, because getting people to do it for you is now so expensive that at this point it just pays you to just go and see what's out there. And it was when I got to the market, I was like, you know what, this is probably the best option for the pocket size I have right now.
So that's the concept of DIY. It is not everything you might want to spend, even if you have the money. You'd have to be quite I don't want to use the word frugal, but there are some things that you can DIY, and there's some other things you can get ready-made as they are. As they are.
I can't wait to see how colorful and everything looks. And then today is Fun Friday at TVC. Yay. Yes, so we're going to be having some dance here at TVC as well. So
fun. Great one. So yeah, Friday is getting set.
Hopefully the weather holds. Yeah.
It's the rainy season, you know, so you have to plan in spite of the weather. That's the thing. Whatever you are doing,
At
during
this
period,
point, let's see
spite.
what the weather says.
The news on Wake Up Nigeria. My name is Mike Messi-Keno. In Kaduna, judges of Election Petitions Tribunal held divergent views on the outcome of the 18th of March governorship election. The lead judge ruled in favor of the APC, dismissing the petition filed by the PDP and its candidate Issa Ashiru. Two of the three tribunal judges found that the preliminary notice was filed out of time, deeming it abandoned. Also, two of the three judges declared the election inconclusive, citing an imbalance between the number of permanent voter cards received and the lead margin of more than 10,500. The two judges ordered a rerun in 22 polling units across 4 local government areas to be completed within 90 days.
Provision of the Constitution, they are required to also consider the petition on merit. So on merit, 2 of them said that election is supposed to be conducted in 22 polling units because the number of the voters there exceed the margin of lead. But they have said that the PDP wanted it to be declared as the winner of the election. The tribunal said that they have no proof that. They allege that there are corrupt practices perpetrated by APC. They said they have no proof that. So in essence, as of today, the PDP petition is dismissed by the tribunal. Unless PDP appeal to the Court of Appeal, then we now know what will happen there. But the petition has been dismissed.
Yeah, the court has delivered judgment directing that the election in Kaduna State is inconclusive. And there should be rerunning elections in about 4 local governments, somewhat in 4 local governments. So how many polling?
Now, the PDP in Kaduna State has announced that it will appeal the tribunal judgment until justice is served. Now, away from election matters, the National Economic Council has expressed serious concerns over the proposed strike by organized labor and the consequences of such actions on the national economy at a critical time in the nation. The NEC advised all members of the council to intensify dialogue with labor leaders in their states as options to avert the looming strike, as it's capable of shutting down the country's economy. State House correspondent Femi Akonde reports.
The threat of a nationwide strike has caused a scare for governments at all levels. Now the National Economic Council, chaired by Vice President Kashim Shettima, is deploying all options at its disposal to avert a shutdown that will worsen the situation in the country. The state governors, who are a critical group of the National Economic Council, are now making frantic efforts in dialogue and consultations with the state chapters of organized labor to shelve the strike and save citizens from further hardship.
NEC actually expressed genuine concern about the situation in the country and appreciates the concern by labor to have those issues addressed. And that is why NEC is appealing for patience, is appealing for time to be able to address the concerns of labor.
The National Economic Council also had presentations from special presidential committees on the assessment of the impact of flood in some parts of the country. Also, the fiscal and tax reforms, and a report on the extent of the palliative distribution at the sub-national levels.
Staff of the committee, and so they came up with 3 categories and categorized states in the 3 categories: category A, category B, and category C. States that are categorized in the A group are states that to them have over 15 points, most affected areas.
Members of the council have received the sum of 2 billion from the federal government as part of the palliative, and also work is on progress by all members of the council, and the council urged members to redouble effort to alleviate the sufferings of the Nigerians.
Meanwhile, the Office of the Accountant General of the Federation gave updates on the excess crude account balance, the stabilization account, and the development of natural resources account. Femi Akonde, TVC News, Abuja.
And of course, as the nation is set to commemorate its 63rd anniversary, it is pertinent and imperative, of course, by the President and the National Executive Council that we ensure that the economy is stabilized and strikes, as it were, will not be in our best interest. So dialogue, of course, from both sides come to the table and ensure that we get to a consensus. Now, that's it on the News of 4. Now, we'll take a time out now. Stay with us. We will be back in a bit.
That's the point.
Yeah.
Particularly, specifically black.
Where's my tea? Where's my tea?
Your tea.
You have
coffee.
in front of you. You have milk in front of you. You have a Bila cup.
You just took all the flask and you didn't pass the water here.
Oh, well, sorry. Well, we'll get to that.
Tea in there. It's Queen's nectar in there.
Okay, so, yeah, something I wanted to mention. I don't know if you guys saw the video yesterday of Yabojo and Tonto Dike. And we saw it yesterday.
Yeah, I did.
They were dragged unapologetically.
Yeah, you know, so I know for weeks now it's all been about the Mohbad talk, but I want to move to another part and talking about our use of social media. Yeah. You know, social media has become a diary of some sorts where, in fact, you document things.
A journal.
Yeah, exactly, journal diary. The other day I was talking to my sister and I told her that, okay, have you created an account for your son? And they're like, why would you want to put him on social media? I said, the account doesn't have to be public. Yeah. But you might want to maybe, okay, hey, 1 month old, you might want to journal his growth and say this is 1 month. Because probably by the time he gets to 20 or something, he'll be happy to go back and see it. So you don't have to make the account public. But and then someone said, okay, you can also mail. Say, well, that's good, whichever way, either this thing. But social media now, to a lot of people, has become that diary and that journal, as it were. So maybe if you're doing something, someone says, okay, you have to leave some traces, evidence, so that they can always get back. And that's the reason why a lot of people do a lot of things that you might think that, why are you letting us know? Sometimes it's for themselves, as it were. So they journaled this part and they were dragged. And in some ways, I wonder, why were they being dragged? I mean, this whole case has been made so public in such a way that people want to be updated with whatever is happening. And so in their own way, if they are doing something, they would want to document it.
Yeah. So it's more of documentation than exposure or clout chasing, in my opinion. Okay. It is because you're not sure what sort of support, guidance, mentoring some of them have been receiving on this matter. And the truth is, okay, so for instance, maybe, this is just hypothetical. What if someone actually had sponsored that trip, really, to wherever they were going to purchase whatever they were about to purchase? And the person wanted to see that, okay, this thing I said I'm helping with, you guys have done it. It would then become a case of, you know what, we've got support from this particular individual. This person needs to see that we've followed through with what we promised. Then also journaling the fact that the first time we were told about a casket, we were told it was not adequate for the person that was put inside because of his height. There were some gruesome images of him being put into a very discomforting place. And now, on the flip side, the most glamorous casket is now being put together for him. So it is a story coming full circle. So I just feel like, people should just take a step back and see it from different perspectives. Someone that was buried in a certain way has been exhumed and is about to be buried again in a better way. Can't we just see the good side to things sometimes?
Yeah, of course. So now this reminds me, it takes me back to, I can't remember which celebrity exactly, but she was going for, someone, I think another celebrity passed and she was going for the funeral, and then she did like a full recording of herself going for the ceremony, which was actually kind of intimate, and a lot of people would drag her for that, and that's understandable. I mean, if you're being invited to a wake keep and all of that, despite the fact that, fine, we know we're in a social media age, I think there are certain things and there should be certain limits and boundaries. However, in this case, as you said, this is a very public case, and that's what as much as you're saying it's for documentation, I wouldn't say it is 100% for documentation. Why? Because the truth is we need to accept the fact that the people that are actually taking it upon themselves to do this are public figures. They live and thrive on these kind of things. So to be very honest, I would say yes, 50-50, maybe 20% part of them literally feel the need, the sympathy, I feel the need to push for this, but they also understand where they are and how this will also help them with their personal branding and imaging going forward. I love the fact that they are using their influence as powerful and notable women to literally push a cause like this. It makes a lot of sense because definitely their voices will be heard louder than anyone and they will get the attention needed for this particular case. And I love the fact they're doing that, but are they also kind of cloud chasing with it?
Yeah. I don't feel that those particular individuals need at this point to cloud chase on this matter. That's what I'm saying. I just feel like what they've done so far is already enough.
See, and I want to agree with you on this one, because when I first saw the video, I was like, it was a bit, but it would not warrant me to go ahead to the point of wanting to castigate or wanting to attack them on social media. But I felt that kind of, and then they go all out. And then, it's more or less like the court of public opinion or public jury, or as it were, you are being accountable to the public. That's what they are trying to, because they went down to say, okay, we got this free, the manager of this got this. Now, if I look at what you were saying earlier when you said that they could have been answerable to some people, some people could have said, okay, go get this thing done. But are those people the public? Do you give to those people directly, or do you have to? Is there any need to come to the public?
People, whatever we like to know, some people will still take, there are a lot of people dragging business owners on Instagram for literally using Mohbad's picture and the hashtag to sell their business. People have done that. We've literally seen different hashtags. You understand? But this particular one, considering the fact that someone's actually passing, a lot of businesses have actually done that. And I'm sure some people are also reaching out to these people to say, okay, fine, they want to help, but then again, what they're thinking about at the back of their mind is for the publicity of their business. Thinking of the fact that these are women that also have a lot of numbers, and they put it out there, their business will get a lot of attention. So in the end, I think everything is mixed, thanks to social media. And I actually see the same thing Tito was talking about. Yes, there was a question on the caskets he was being buried in before. So, if they're getting a new one, I don't think there's anything bad in saying, okay, fine, now this is what... But I don't know, maybe they could have done that after they had selected the casket, as opposed to filming the entire shop. Do you understand? Like shopping for it.
They actually went live.
Keeping up with the... It is what it is. Now, talking about... You made mention of hashtags, people using hashtags, as it were, to push their own businesses. Elon Musk of X is coming up to say that the platform might be fully monetized. That means that if you are even going to have an account on X, you probably would have to pay.
Wow.
He's working on that. In such a way, look, it could go south. In such a way that he's trying to hit our bots. For instance, you go up here now for today. There's talk about Sam Larry, who is one of the persons of interest in this case. The police, that's talking about the PPRO, Hundain, that's Benjamin Hundain, has put up on his official X account that this person is now in their custody and is helping with investigation. Now, so for instance, you see the person's name on trends. You click on the trend, but then the first 20 to 30 that you see are people who are pushing their other businesses and picking up this trend, these tags to use to give themselves visibility. And we are saying that on this social media account, is there any way? Because, of course, one person will not sit down on all the trends and have to do this. These things have to be automated. Now, is there any way that we can have an automation in such a way that it can see people who are using these tags to push whatever thing they are doing, making it so that the visibility of the thing, because you see a trend, and then you have to spend like maybe 4 or 5 minutes before you actually know what that trend is about. And then some people actually use that means and say, I have a number of accounts with me. Hashtag Winfrey. Let's push it. Let's use that one today. Or let's take a number, about 10 or 15 of them. Let's push all of them and see which one people catch up. If 1 or 2 people catch up that hashtag, so you find that somebody is trending, not because of anything, but just because of, it's just on the trend tag.
But then again, I don't think the owners of these apps, I don't think they will ever question that. Because to them, the more people do that, the more sales for them. So they're never going to put a cap.
And they even put in sponsored ads in the same place.
Exactly.
Right there.
So
As
they
soon as
know
you
this
check
is
it,
going
you
on
first of
and
all
they
see
leave
sponsor
for
ad.
it.
Well, I don't know. Would you pay to remain on X?
To be very honest with you, as much as it seems ridiculous right now, I think he's being very, very futuristic.
Yeah.
Considering the fact that in 2020, everybody was home, everybody was shut down, and a lot of things from there has shifted to digital. So people will actually pay to be in that space to see people interact
depends on the
continuously
cost,
and all of that.
though. It does depend on the cost for most
I think information is going to be very, very expensive very soon. Very expensive. And
It
then
will
being
be.
a part of
It will
this
be. I
platform.
agree
So
with you.
it's very
I agree with you.
thinking.
So
All right,
is it
yeah.
going to be on your list of things to pay once a month? We'll find out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right after this timeout.
Hello once again and welcome into the Wake Up Nigeria kitchen. It's a beautiful Friday morning and we're here to actually give you a dish you can have and make this weekend. And I have with me the one, the only Chef Sherotima. How are you doing this morning?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm great, not bad at all. I mean, keeping it cool.
Steady.
Yeah. So tell me, what are we making? You know, what I like about you, whenever I'm sure that the African dishes are coming out, right? So I'm seeing something very, very,
Very, very unique.
very, very unique actually and different, and you're about to put a twist to it, right?
Yes, sir.
Tell me, what are we making today?
Yes, we are doing Uba sauce.
Uba sauce.
Uba sauce and yam.
Okay.
Uba is popular eaten by the Igbos.
Yeah, yes, Easterners, I know that. I know that much, yeah. So uba with yam on the side. Yeah, and it's good because, I mean, normally you eat egg and yam and egg, you eat yam and vegetable. So now something different, right? Yes, bringing it home.
From usual.
So what do we need to bring uba sauce to life?
Yes, these are Titus fish. We are putting, to make it, the Uba is going to be 7 lives.
7 lives, okay.
So these are snail,
Yeah.
This is the real Uba.
This is the real uba, okay.
Uba spice itself.
Okay.
Onions, the spice.
Crayfish, is that crayfish? Okay.
We have crayfish, we have stockfish.
Oh,
stockfish
okay, powder.
We have ginger. We have so many ingredients.
Okay, so just mixed spice.
Mixed spice.
All right.
And this is our panla.
This
Then
fish,
Our,
this fish. It's a special fish.
our mixed pepper.
Mixed pepper, what exactly do we have in here?
We have tomatoes, we have rodo, we have tatashe, and we have ginger blended with it.
All right.
So that's what we have there.
All right, so how exactly do we make this uba? Tell me now, what do we start with? We start with the oil. I know there's oil in the pot already.
There's oil in the pot
Yeah, so
already.
palm oil.
Palm oil, yes.
pot.
As many palm oil as possible.
Okay.
Do this. We are going to
Slice
our
onions. Okay, and put it
After
inside.
slicing, it's not ready to put now, so but
No, of course
we are
not.
slicing our onions. After slicing our onions, putting our pepper. It's going to get boiled for some minutes. Then all this is going inside.
Going inside.
Then
Oh, okay. And very quick, because all of these are boiled, right?
They are boiled.
Everything is
ready,
boiled.
Ready to eat.
Ready to eat. And ready to wear.
Yeah. So this is ready to eat.
This one is ready
And
to
so
eat.
we are good. And our yam.
Okay. And I am. We'll just boil it on the side.
Boil
And
yam.
I remember growing up, I used to really enjoy eating yam with palm oil and salt.
Yes, exactly. But now we don't
But
eat
now we don't
anymore.
eat that anymore. Do you
I can't
understand?
do this.
You can-
Yam and yaji pepper.
Yaji pepper, right?
good.
Ah, very good.
Put it with your groundnut oil.
No, I know that one. Yam and granite oil too. That one too was on
And now
point.
put your yaji pepper by the side.
By the side, just
But
dab.
these days, children will not eat. They will
not
mommy,
eat
I
it.
want egg.
I want
When
egg.
there's no
I
egg,
want this one.
no yam.
No yam. Even the yam self, you see beg them. You first do yamarita. You boil it, you fry it, you roll it.
But this is like
Straightforward.
This Uba is like saying we are putting locust beans.
Locust beans.
And
Okay.
It's so healthy and in fact
Very healthy.
So
Nice. Yes, very good.
you can't go wrong with it.
No, okay.
Because as they are
You
using
can't.
it, it's as if you are getting the health benefit of it.
Nice. That's good. Awesome. I'm definitely waiting to see what this turns out because I've actually never had ugba sauce with yam before. But then we actually have Titi on the couch with Mike for some paper reviews. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
All right, then let's take a quick look at what's happening on the covers of the newspapers this morning. Thanks so much for joining us, Mike.
Yeah, so quite a lot. Yeah, let's kick off with The Nation. We spoke about, on the news, we spoke about the strike, and there has been a court order barring the strike. So the headline there says, government to TUC and NLC respect court order barring strike. Now, just above the flag of the paper there, you can see tribunal dismisses PDP's petition in Kaduna poll. And Obaseki is saying I forgive Shaibu's aberrant behavior. That's quite interesting. They're seeing what has been happening between the governor and his deputy. All right, and then all for 63rd independence anniversary. There's a picture story there of course, the vice president and some members of the NEC there. And then we can see the governor of the CBN has been in the news for a number of days now. That's talking about Cardoso. We can see this picture there, financial reforms ready for unveiling, says Cardoso, you know, and how Southeast can overcome insecurity by governors, leaders, unity, economic growth critical. That's the rider underneath that particular headline. Independence, why Nigerians should collaborate with federal government by Shetima. That's talking about the vice president there. Is there anything that stands out there for you?
Yes, we are hopeful that another strike doesn't have to happen before their voices are heard. I still believe, bringing things to the table and having discussions are more effective than strikes. But I think sometimes just the mere, should I use the term threat of a strike, makes people, think about the issues that could occur if certain aspects of ministries are delayed. And it can be challenging to get the message out there, but at least we're seeing it on the cover of the paper this morning that discussions have begun, essentially.
All right. Okay, so let's look at the Tribune there. And it's the same thing. The major headline there, NUPEC mobilizes members for October 3rd strike. Like we said, there's been a court order, and the federal government is saying that that they should obey the court order and not go on the strike. We can also see here, the right underneath that that particular headline says, no agreement with FG to suspend strikes. That's talking about the NLC. Respect court order, don't embark on strikes. AGTF urges NLC. We've spoken about this in news. Kaduna, the tribunal dismisses PDP's petition. And also here, Abiodun Adebutu no fates tomorrow as tribunal delivers judgment. Military destroys 34 illegal refining sites, arrests 59 suspects. 3 Lautech students die in lone accident in Osun, 5 hospitalized. Quite sad one there. And NEC wants states to carry out energy audits to determine needs. We've spoken about how important we get our power sector back in place. I feel if it's one thing a administration can be remembered for, that is big enough, because that would set a lot of things right.
Sure.
Talking about foreign investment, we know how much the president has been fighting to lure foreign investors. And like I said, if you're an investor, you'd want safety for your investment. So we have to create that enabling environment. I've always said that. And
one of the things I would say it could help create a more enabling environment is looking at the area of tourism. So World Tourism Day was on Wednesday. And, it was really interesting what we've been seeing with regards, making sure that people see Nigeria, see Lagos as a great place to come and invest, especially if they know that tourists are welcome. October, November, December is a key time for people to come into the country. Into the country. Yeah, and a lot of people make bank during these periods more than any other time of the year. And foreign investors often come in because they know that this is the most populous black nation in the world. There is a lot of potential here. But creating an enabling environment means we have to hear from the people abroad, find out what exactly they really require to help them do better business here in Nigeria. So I think that is also on the table. All right, let's take a look at Daily Independent, and it is still the major thing on Daily Independent. I was looking at the headlines. NLC TUC begin mobilization for October 3rd indefinite strike. Are there any other headlines that stand out for you that you want to take a look at? Okay. Tinubu's reforms stumble, threaten Nigeria's economy. That's talking about, analysts are talking about it. And I can understand where they are coming from. Look, not everything, there's a lot of chaos. A lot of things have gone bad. It will not all get right at once. Yeah. So not all will come out well. I just feel like we should give our own best and put in our acts together in our own way and do what we can. Not all of them, they won't all just happen right. If you're trying to fix something that's broken, it doesn't just happen at once. Something that had so many cracks for so many years. For so many years, there's a lot. Look at the issue with fuel and the subsidy and all of that. We know, and everybody talking about, are you bringing back subsidy? But we know that a lot of things are put into consideration. We are importing this thing, though we have it, the dollar has reason and all of that. So a lot of things are put into place. It will not just happen at once. It can't happen overnight.
It can't. It will take some time. Okay. APM files 10 ground appeal, asks Supreme Court to nullify Tinubu's victory. Obaseki accepts Shaibu's apology. Says to err is human, to forgive divine. And that has been some drama between the governor and his deputy on the Daily Independent. Okay, FG Mills 75 billion naira intervention fund for MSMEs. That's another thing.
That is
yes, medium and small
enterprises
is a part that we as a government, if you, not everybody will get a government job. Not everybody will get a white-collar job, as it were.
True.
When you have MSMEs that are vibrant, that are growing, that are, that there's life in them, they will employ people. That's it.
And it's actually surprising how little some of these small businesses actually need to just get them to the next level.
To the next level, yeah.
There's a lot of people that are essentially running businesses that thrive in traffic, for instance.
Okay.
And they've been able to make bank, maybe month to month, little bits of profit, but maybe they want to expand, they want to do bigger and better things with their business, maybe move away from the traffic area of things and actually really establish themselves. They just need a little bit of a boost. But then also there has to be a structure put in place.
Okay.
I'm at this point hopeful, that this infusion of
intervention,
funds,
it goes to the right places. Not like somebody, see, the problem is the distribution.
Yeah.
We know that how things have been happening here. Money has been released. How does it get to the people that need it?
Are you properly registered? Have you put all the things in place? Are you paying your tax? Those are the questions that need to be answered.
It's the same thing on our final paper this morning. That's the Vanguard. Why you can't go on strike. This is a federal government tells NLC and TUC. And we see the Economic Security Summit. Southeast governors and leaders resolved to end insecurity. This one is enough to just round up today and all that. I was with a friend yesterday and she just had a report on, we listened to Max FM and had a report that somewhere close to her village that they were now kidnapping on that road. And this is somewhere between Enugu and Benue State. The situation in the Southeast has become shocking, I must say. These are regions that they were, relatively peaceful, but now, the amount of kidnappings and all of that we're hearing and all of that, are road safe. It's to travel on the road now. You have to start praying and saying, because we know how it is. Insecurity for me. Maybe after, with power, I don't want to say after, but with power, insecurity is something we have to tackle. Because like you said, the other day, it was the US that put out a notice and saying that the citizens should not get into some place. And when I saw the names of the places that were called in Nigeria, I almost shed a tear. Because these are places that are relatively peaceful. I mean, the South is a South. And then they gave different reasons for different places. Say, okay, this place is notorious for kidnapping. This place is notorious for robbery. This place is notorious for bandits. All that. We don't want to hear that.
It's really sad. But hopefully the right authorities are taking note and looking into solving these challenges. We have to wrap it up on the headlines in the dailies for this morning on Wake Up Nigeria. But we would love to hear your opinion on things. Use our hashtag Wake Up Nigeria on TVC and let us know your thoughts. At this point, we are moving on with the show.
Welcome back into the Wake Up Nigeria kitchen. I'm still here with Chef Shebi Timor, and we are making yam and abacha sauce, right?
Ugba.
Sorry, ugba. I say abacha. Ugba. Wait, what's the difference between ugba and abacha?
No, this is what they used to do.
Abacha, right? Oh, okay, but abacha is the white one.
But I don't cook
native salad.
abacha.
You don't cook it. You just soak it in water.
Yes. Don't cook it. Just mix it and mix it and mix it. That's all.
Okay, amazing. All right, so where are we? I don't know why she's rushing. Our sauce is already cooked. What are we not going to show our viewers?
We are putting all this,
tell me what you put there first before you put this one.
Onions.
I know we saw you put the oil.
The oil.
Then the oil.
Onions.
Onion.
Then the
pepper mix.
Ugba itself and the pepper mix.
You put the ugba first before the pepper mix?
No.
You put the pepper mix first?
Yes.
Okay, fried it a little bit and then we added ugba. This is why we need to show them. We need to know the order and which everything is going.
Oh, so sorry.
It's fine. Yeah, what's going in next now?
Our fish is going. Our stockfish.
Kwanla is going in. Okay, and kwanla has been washed and deboned.
Yes.
Yes. And it's been, you did not put everything.
Oh, sorry.
Thanks.
So,
You won't remember? Okay, the pomo is going in now.
The pomo is going in. The snail is going in. And the fish. They will allow it to boil.
Okay. What of? You're not going to remove the bone from the fish too.
No, we are not going to remove
Okay,
it.
so it's just going to be like that.
It's going to be like that.
Okay.
Oosh.
Okay. It's coming together nicely.
Ooh.
Wow, nice. Our yam is not on fire yet too. Why not?
No, yam.
Let's turn up this one. Yam doesn't take time to cook.
It doesn't take time to cook.
So we'll take that up. Okay, so I mean, looking good. I think we're almost there. Few minutes now.
We are there.
Our grass sauce will be live and ready. Amazing, amazing.
So
Nice.
I'll
Okay.
allow it to cook.
Okay. I'll just allow it to fry for a little bit more. Looks good, smells good. Definitely can't wait to give it a taste. Now, let's prep our yam, right? In the meantime, while we actually prep the yam, I mean, we're prepping it already. Let's bring it out, let them see. I mean, they know what peeling yam looks like, so yeah, they'll be fine.
No, but this yam is a little bit.
But that's fine. It's Nigeria, we know. Our own one.
And yes,
It's our yam.
It's our yam.
The one we are growing in our house.
Yes, so.
So that's fine. So now we actually have Mike standing in with sports. So now, Mike.
Yeah, so it's a long weekend of activities for a lot of
Is it?
people. Yeah, it is.
Abacha is African salad.
African salad.
Yes.
Why are you doing face as if it's you that named it yourself?
African salad. So I always wondered why all the palm oil though on the African salad. Like it's just
Palm oil
palm
is
oil is
very
like-
healthy.
Palm oil is like the mayonnaise you'd use for
yeah.
foreign
God
salad.
bless you.
Oh,
Yeah. I must eat abacha this weekend to celebrate Nigeria. We must eat. Where do you eat?
Oma, we have to wear
eat
green
African
on
salad?
Monday. Let's plan now.
Green.
Green,
That's-
green or white.
Do you mind that?
Let's do
That
it.
started.
You want to pull out a green wig,
you
right?
Eat African salad.
Green wig. Idea. Let's go.
I'm trying to move you back to African salad, but they no agree. Oh,
No, I don't agree.
It's green.
No, but we have to, that's one great thing about Nigerians. We always find, something to celebrate. We always find a reason to smile. We always, hope for the best.
You have to.
You have to. We don't
You have to,
choice.
because I mean, in the midst of all that is happening, which isn't pleasant in any way. I mean, what do you want to do that's worse? I saw a video of somebody who, I think was it Falmouth Bridge. I didn't go through the whole video, but it was said that the person wanted to jump down and they had to go and get the person. And
There are people.
Something just crossed my mind. I don't think it's right if I say it.
yes, dead that thought, just kill
Okay.
it.
Because I don't understand.
Because
So
I should not also say
when
it.
there is life,
Let me just
there
leave
is
it.
Hope.
Let me just leave it.
Someone might need to hear it this morning. When there is life, there is hope.
Yes.
Yeah, but so you guys, what are your own plans for weekend? What will you be doing during the Independence weekend?
Yeah.
With you first. What will you
Oh,
do?
yes.
You're
Okay. Yes, I'm actually,
You're traveling.
I'm actually out of Lagos today. Immediately after in fact, I'm out of Lagos right now.
You're already out.
I'm here like I'm not here.
Family, you're going to visit family.
Yeah, so there's
Okay.
going to be a party up in, I'm going to be at Abuja, then Warri, then back to Abuja, then back to Lagos.
Well,
This weekend is going to be
Yes,
packed.
yes, and of course on the 2nd, we're having the Miss Tourism Africa beauty pageant. I'll be hosting that at the Grand
good.
Canyon.
We saw the last one now. You did not even allow us breathe.
You can't breathe.
Hello. That corset
Why
was
to suffocate you?
corseting you so much that we couldn't breathe.
It's okay. As she not want to invite us to come and carry
I
bag,
just did. I literally just gave you an
Benny,
open
they want to invite me,
invite. Come.
Johnny.
And it's amazing because it's the celebration of Africa. So we're seeing a lot of Nigerian things, and we're trying to represent. A lot of Nigerian queens are going to be there, and it's going to be an amazing event. Trust me.
Just please forward your stylist number to me so that we can.
We'll take a short time out now. Stay with us. There's still more to come and show. So news once again on Wake Up Nigeria. My name is Mike Messi-Kenu. In Kaduna, judges of Election Petition Tribunal held divergent views on the outcome of the 18th of March governorship election. The lead judge ruled in favor of the APC, dismissing the petition filed by the PDP and its candidate Issa Ashiru. Two of the three judges found that the preliminary notice was filed out of time, deeming it abandoned. Also, two of the three judges declared the election inconclusive, citing an imbalance between the number of permanent voter cards received and the lead margin of more than 10,500. The two judges ordered a rerun in 22 polling units across 4 local government areas to be completed within 90 days.
Provision of the Constitution, they are required to also consider the petition on merit. So on merit, two of them said that election is supposed to be conducted in 22 polling units because the number of the voters there exceed the margin of lead. But they have said that the PDP wanted it to be declared as the winner of the election. The tribunal said that they have no proof that. They allege that there are corrupt practices perpetrated by APC. They said they have no proof that. So in essence, as of today, the PDP petition is dismissed by the tribunal. Unless PDP appeal to the Court of Appeal, then we now know what will happen there. But the petition has been dismissed.
Yeah, the court has delivered judgment directing that the election in Kaduna State is inconclusive. And there should be rerunning elections in about 4 local governments, somewhat in 4 local governments.
So how many polling units and how many registered voters are we looking at?
Well, that we'll have to look at the details, but it's in 4 local government, about 14 wards or so.
So why did the tribunal decided on this inconclusive election?
Why the tribunal decided what it decided? It's based on the facts placed before it. Court arrived at decision based on the submissions and argument of lawyers, and the majority of the tribunal judges decided that the election was inconclusive, and one judge affirmed the election.
And now, the National Economic Council has expressed serious concerns over the proposed strike by organized labor and the consequences of such actions on the national economy at such a critical time in the nation. The NEC advised all members of the council to intensify dialogue with labor leaders in their state as option as to avert the looming strike, which is capable of shutting down the country's economy. State House correspondent Femi Akonde reports.
The threat of a nationwide strike has caused a scare for governments at all levels. Now the National Economic Council, chaired by Vice President Kashim Shettima, is deploying all options at its disposal to avert a shutdown that will worsen the situation in the country. The state governors, who are a critical group of the National Economic Council, are now making frantic efforts in dialogue and consultations with the state chapters of organized labor to shelve the strike and save citizens from further hardship.
NEC actually expressed genuine concern about the situation in the country and appreciates the concern by labor to have those issues addressed. And that is why NEC is appealing for patience, is appealing for time to be able to address the concerns of labor.
The National Economic Council also had presentations from special presidential committees on the assessment of the impact of flood in some parts of the country. Also, the fiscal and tax reforms, and a report on the extent of the palliative distribution at the sub-national levels.
Staff of the committee, and so they came up with 3 categories and categorized states in the 3 categories: category A, category B, and category C. States that were categorized in the A group are states that to them have over 15 points, most affected areas.
Members of the council have received the sum of 2 billion from the federal government as part of the palliative, and also work is on progress by all members of the council, and the council urged members to redouble effort to alleviate the sufferings of the Nigerians.
Meanwhile, the Office of the Accountant General of the Federation gave updates on the excess crude account balance, the stabilization account, and the development of natural resources account. Femi Akonde, TVC News, Abuja.
And that's it on the news for today. Stay with us. There's quite a bit more to come on the show. Let's new.
Yeah, let's do this.
Mike, what are you up to?
Focus. Focus.
Super Tongues, we apologize on his behalf.
But I don't think she minds anyway. She's like, so.
Peking is in the kitchen.
Hello.
Hey.
Okay,
Right.
of course, we're here. Chef Ebitimo hard at work putting together yam, sweet potatoes, and uga sauce. It has some snails, some fish, some... Tell us now, tell us. 7 lives, Abby?
Exactly.
7
I've said
lives.
it already.
So we need you to taste it, try it out, let us know exactly what you think about it.
Okay.
All right, look at that meal, though. I love the presentation.
Smell also.
Thank
Smells
you.
really good.
Thank you.
What did they call this plate you use, though?
This one is not black pot, silver pot. Mommy's cooking pot, mama's pot.
Cookie spot. Anyway,
Oh, that looks so good.
it's the way we eat now. It's so.
Let's go.
Yeah.
All right, he's going in for another one. He's going in for another one. You guys see, he's not waiting.
Yes, of course, very necessary.
Super
So we good?
We always appreciate you, man.
What does it taste like? Tastes good? Mm-hmm. Yeah, it does.
It's giving me this native vibe.
Native vibe. Yeah. Out there. Yeah. Takes it home, and that's all we needed to hear.
It's been a wonderful show.
Yes.
We will see you tomorrow. Happy 63rd
Tomorrow, okay.
anniversary.
He
11
will see
a.m.
you
He
tomorrow.
will be on air tomorrow.
11 a.m. tomorrow. We will see you. Happy 63rd anniversary to Nigeria. Bye-bye.
Bye.